What is up, Tropical Mix viewers and listeners? Welcome back to another piece of our content. I'm Gabe, and I'm joined by the coolest shiny hunter I know, Brett Riley. What's going on, man?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for checking in again. It's a great day.
It's a great day if you like the cold. If you did not know, we're all in Minnesota. We're all based here, and it's very cold today. I call it an Arctic freeze when it gets this cold.
We're at two degrees right now.
It's a good 2 degrees. Today we'll be recapping this week's Nintendo Direct, giving our thoughts about what we saw. But before we get into that, just want to let you all know that you can follow us on a lot of socials. Just search for Tropical Mix Games on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch, and you'll find us. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll most likely find us on your favorite podcast platform. Just search for Tropical Mix. But enough of that boring stuff. Let's get right into it, Brett. I want to go through each announcement one by one. But first, what were your overall thoughts?
Overall, I was very happy with this Direct. We kind of knew there's been rumors that we were getting a new Fire Emblem. We got that. I think Xenoblade was one of the possible. They always end on a big note. So, there was one or two games that are announced that they could have ended that on, and then there's three or four that aren't announced but are pretty much a guarantee that they could have ended on. So it wasn't that big of a surprise, but I mean overall there was a lot of good stuff in this, third party wise and first party wise, and they went from, I think, announced before this, Advance Wars was the only thing really I was looking forward to. And now there's 6 or 7 games that I'm ready for. So I think this was a solid 9 out of 10.
That's the magic of these directs, I think, when there is even the smaller announcements sandwiched between the bigger ones, you kind of care about those ones more. Because the bigger ones make you pay attention to what's next. And I would have pretty similar thoughts. I thought it was a pretty well balanced direct for each type of gamer there is, from the casual to the hardcore to the nostalgic gamer. I feel like there was something for everybody here, which I think is always a good sign of a good direct.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, let's get into this recap. I just want to note that I took this recap from Eric Van Allen at Destructoid.com. So if you want to get more in-depth written out stuff, go to his story there. So it started with Fire Emblem Warriors. I knew right away it was some kind of Fire Emblem game just from the graphics of the cinematic. I was very excited that it was a remake of an older game. I was a little disappointed that it was a Warriors game. But it's slated to come out June 24th this year. What do you think about that?
Well, like you said, I knew it was Fire Emblem right away. Honestly, I feel like I was one of the only people who wanted another Warriors game. As bad as the story was in the first one, I really liked just having all these different characters from the different games, just being able to fucking wreck house with them was great. I was kind of surprised it was a follow-up to Three Houses. I thought they were going to do another big group game with people from other games. So I mean, I'm happy. Another Warriors game, a follow-up story to Three Houses is great. My only thing is, I was kind of expecting more characters again. like I'm a huge Ike fanboy. Um, so I was kind of hoping we were gonna get Tellius characters, but also like Hector, Elliewood, the guy from Sacred Stones. Um, yeah, and yeah. And then I don't think the first game had the Shadows of Valencia characters either.
I don't think so.
So I think in that sense I'm disappointed. Um, but I do think with this, I mean, so assuming the four lords are all playable characters, they all have different weapons. So I think this game's gonna have a more diverse move sets between the characters. Um, and it kind of, I don't know, like Three Houses didn't have, like, spoilers if you haven't played it yet, but Three Houses didn't really have like a golden route where like, this is the canon happy ending that everyone's getting. So I feel like this one might be it. Like this is like your golden route here, your revelations moment, if you want to compare it to that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy and I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, when you mentioned the golden route, it makes me curious to see what the story is and how it's gonna, how it relates to Three Houses, because in that game there is a time trip of sorts, and I think this Warriors game seems to take place before that.
Mm-hmm.
During that time jump, kind of things happen depending on how you play the game.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how they'll incorporate those choices into this game. But if you like more of the tactical grid-based games from that series, then maybe Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is for you. That was announced for April 8th, 2022. I think what kind of drew me in, what has drawn me in about this game is the animations. I think they're really taking the remake route to like the next level by not just doing a port of the first two games. They're kind of putting in the love. I think it's way forward doing this game.
Yep.
Not intelligent systems, and I feel like I get a sense that the devs on that team have a passion for those old games, and we're seeing it come through in this new animation style.
Yeah, I mean, Way Forward did what was it called? Fudge Cakes.
It did the newer Shantae games.
I swear. Maybe I'm thinking of a different dev. What was that other Advance Wars like game?
Oh God.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. Oh, who did that game?
Dude, I'm blanking so hard on the name of it. I literally own it. I don't. This is gonna bother me. Wargroove, yeah. Who was that made by?
Not Chucklefish. I think they published it.
Chucklefish published it, yeah.
They also developed it.
I don't feel like that. I don't know. Okay. Well, for whatever reason, I was thinking Way Forward was the one who developed Wargroove. Obviously, that's not the case, but yeah. I mean, I was gonna get this anyway. I haven't played Advance Wars, but like everything about it looks really good. I mean, it's tactical style gameplay of what I like about Fire Emblem. All the like commanders look unique, and I think it's really cool they added voice acting. And then like I don't know if the original Advance Wars had it, but like they showed that like map creator feature, which looked really cool, and there's like online multiplayer and stuff. Yeah, I mean this looks really good, and they, like I said, I haven't played the originals, So, but I mean, this looks like a lot of stuff they've taken from newer like tactics style games. So, I'm definitely interested.
I'm interested to see what the sales of this game do for any future kind of revivals of old Game Boy Advance games.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Gold Sun come up in conversations in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna do well enough to warrant a sequel. I mean, pretty much everything Nintendo's put out on the Switch has sold incredibly well, so I see this doing the same. I do think I saw a lot of people on Twitter arguing that this isn't worth $60 or whatever, you know. Um, so I mean, I don't know. I think 40 would have been a good price point on this, but there's been a few other games that were also like should have been $40 and they still sold well at 60. So obviously there's enough demand for it where people are still gonna buy it. And I mean, I'm definitely interested in it, so I'm definitely getting it. But
$60 is probably cheaper than getting the first two games.
Oh, at this point, yeah. Yeah.
I know, different style, totally different feel. The next thing they showed was No Man's Sky. I never thought this would be ported to Switch. I always thought it was a graphic-intensive game. But it looked surprisingly okay on the Switch from what they showed.
Yeah.
I want to save my judgment for how it runs online before I praise it too much. Have you played No Man's Sky?
I have not. I think it's on Game Pass now. So that's something I could dive into. I've never been one of those. I've never been into like that exploring outer space kind of style games. So it's never piqued my interest. I was kind of following it when like that big update came out and like kind of changed people's perception of the game. So it's not something I would play, and it's definitely not something I'd play on a Switch. But it's cool seeing it there because like when they showed that, I'm like, okay, this is definitely a cloud version. There's no way they're getting this to run on there.
You think so?
Well, I mean, that's what I was thinking when I was watching it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay, this is a cloud version, and then they didn't say it was a cloud version, so they did some wizard stuff to get that running on there, but...
Yeah. The next one was, for me, the first, like, holy shit moment of the Direct, where it's that wide shot of the...
stadiums coming together.
Stadiums. Oh my god, and then I saw, like, a soccer field, like, come together, and I freaked out. I didn't think they would actually do this. Mario Strikers Battle League comes out June 10th. I've never really played that series. I think I've only ever played it at your house back in the day when we were much younger. It was fun from what I played, but I feel like you're the bigger Strikers fan, so please say things about it.
So, I don't know if you saw my like tweets before the Direct came out, but like I did like a realistic list of what I think they're gonna show off, and then I did like a list of stuff I want to see, but we're not gonna get. Strikers was on that, because like I mean, the GameCube Strikers is like one of my top 5 games on the GameCube. Yeah, I mean that game's just a blast to play. The Wii one was good too. Wasn't as good, but it was still really good. And I think the soccer games are just leagues above like the other sports games that were out. And I think part of that is Next Level, which I don't know if it's confirmed that Next Level is developing this one, but I would assume so, since they did the other two. Yeah, I mean this is a definite get for me. Like. And like I don't know, going off the trailer, like they kind of I feel like they zoomed it out a little bit more just so you can see more of the field. But I mean everything that I liked about it seems to be intact. Like, you know, you got you got all your mainstay characters, and obviously they're adding new ones like Rosalina, and Pauline will probably be in it, or she'll be like free DLC or something, you know. Um, they kept the items. They got the, you know, they kept the tackling in, which was always one of my favorite parts, just knocking someone into the wall and they getting electrocuted. Um, the armor system, I'm kind of, I don't, I hope that's something you can turn off. Um, I'm not super opposed to it, but I kind of hate when Nintendo adds like a gimmick into their sports games. You know, just to like differentiate it from the last one. Like I just want them to focus on making a good sports game. But this looks like it has it. I am kind of mad they took out. Well, I don't know if it's an option, but it used to be the goalies were the what are they called? The Kremlins from DK. Yeah. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if they took that out. If they did, rest in peace to the Kremlins. He was a real one. Uh, but I think it's interesting. Like you can have more than one main character now on your team, versus like before it was like you would pick your captain.
On your team?
Yeah, you would like pick your captain and then you would pick who you'd want on your team. So like Hammer Bros or I think Birdo was one of them and like Koopas. So I think that's interesting. I think that could be potentially more chaotic if like if I choose like Mario and like Donkey Kong, can they both use specials? You know, obviously it's not going to be at the same time, but you know, interested in that. 8 players, I think, is a delight. Um, not that I want to play with a single Joy-Con, but you know, just being able to have 8 players be able to play this, like this is going to be a good party game. And it comes out in June, so like I'm not going to have much time to play this before Fire Emblem comes out.
Right. Yeah. I think it's set up to do well, just with how well the Switch is selling and how popular of a sport soccer is.
Mm-hmm.
I think soccer fans will see that. Soccer and Switch owners will see that on the shelf, having heard of it, and see, oh, Mario, soccer. I like both those things.
Mm-hmm.
Must be a good game.
Yeah. I mean,
with something like tennis or golf, I feel like that would get less attention.
Which those still sold pretty well. I mean, like I said, like most of the first party games on Switch sell well anyway. But I do feel like this one's primed to sell a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is definitely something we should play when we stream together.
Oh, yeah,
when we get together and stream,
sure.
This is definitely something we should play.
Mm-hmm. Now, at this point in the stream, I was watching it live, and my internet kind of crapped out on me during that part of the direct with Strikers. So I missed this announcement about Front Mission being remade. Do you know much about that series?
I mean, I've heard the name. I know it's kind of like I think it's like Armored Core kind of. Because a bunch of the reactions I watched thought it was Armored Core at first.
Yeah.
I know it was popular back in the day. I don't think there's been a newer game in a while, so yeah, that's about all my knowledge on it.
It's way more than me. They also announced before that, I skipped this, kind of a release window for Splatoon 3 of summer 2022. And there's a trailer for the co-op Salmon Run mode. Did this get your sparks going, Brett?
I gave Splatoon 1 a pretty good amount of time on the Wii U. It's not bad. It's just it's not something I'm super interested in. I do know a lot of people who do love Splatoon though, and this is going to be a big one.
For sure. I'm amazed that the first one came out in 2015, and they're already on the third game in 2022.
Yep.
I can't think of like another Nintendo franchise that has had the 2 and the 3 sequels that soon. I guess maybe Zelda, but in this kind of, for it being their first kind of foray into online multiplayer, I'm amazed that it did well enough for them to do sequels this fast.
Yeah. It ballooned really, really quickly in it. I mean, I think up until the last few months, I think Splatoon 2 was in the top 10 selling Switch games, so I feel like this one's gonna jump up there too.
Yeah.
I can see this being like a May game, or maybe I'm trying to think. They announced something for July. I just like they're definitely not releasing this in June. Like June's already got two big games coming out, so
right.
I definitely see this as like a May or maybe a July if they want to, just iron out some kinks on it.
Mm-hmm. Next up was Disney Space Storm. This came out of nowhere for me. I never thought they'd do this, but it makes sense, I guess. Basically, a Disney kart racer, free to play. There's the facial characters like Mulan and Sully from Monsters Inc. And I think Elsa they showed too. Yeah, I mean, if it's free to play, I'll definitely try it out. And if it's got local split screen, it looked a lot like Sega All-Star Racing with the shape of the cars.
Yeah.
And the tracks even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, first off, there's no Lion King characters. I ain't downloading it.
How's a lion gonna drive a car?
Don't worry about it. They got Sega All-Star Racing. They got Sonic Racing when he could easily outrun the car. So
yeah,
you got to suspend your disbelief here a little bit.
Sonic's just being nice. He's
giving everyone a chance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic about this. I think they did say there was crossplay involved in like cross saves, so I think that's cool. Just knowing Disney, I could easily see this going the pay to win route, especially with it being free. Like they haven't said how they're going to handle carts or characters or whatnot. I'm assuming characters are just going to be cosmetic stuff, but I could see them going the route where cars have different stats and everything. So I'm kind of worried about that and just how much actual unlockable content there'll be in there. But ultimately, like I hope it plays well. Outside of Mario Kart and the Sonic racing games, most of the other kart racers are kind of trash. Yeah, like Garfield Kart and I know there was Nickelodeon All Stars. There was a Cartoon Network one. So I'm cautiously optimistic. If this is actually like done well, I could see Disney making a lot of money off this.
Oh, for sure.
Just because they have so much property wise, Disney and Pixar wise, that they could easily, if they price it right, make a lot of money off of this because people are going to want to buy their favorite character. So
and they could expand even past traditional like Disney IPs and go insert like Marvel characters.
Marvel, Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They technically have Fox properties. I don't think they're gonna be sticking the Alien in the kart racer with Mulan, but
right.
They have that option if they want to.
Mm-hmm. The next section was a little thing about ports, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, and Assassin's Creed: The Ezio Collection. Star Wars comes out on April 20th. Nice. Assassin's Creed comes out this month, the 17th. It's 5 days. Wow.
Yep.
And then they ended that little reel with SD Gundam Battle Alliance, which has chibi mechs, and it looks adorable. I want to talk about The Force Unleashed. Apparently, it's a port of
the Wii version. Yep.
I think I played it originally on Wii, and I don't remember looking that bad.
Well, it looked bad. I mean, obviously back in the day, we didn't pick up on that as much. I do think originally I played it on Wii too, and then when I got the 360 version, I was just like, "What the fuck is this? This shit's way harder." And they changed a little bit story stuff. I kind of want to get this just for the versus mode because I remember Cullen and I having a lot of fun playing that. And like that would be a fun little stream mode too, but it looks horrible. Like you can tell it's a Wii game. So I think depending on price, I might get it just to play the versus mode. I don't think I would actually play through the story again, especially since the 360 backwards compatible version is 1x boosted. So
based off of the passports of Star Wars games on Switch, I don't think it should be any more than $20.
Yeah, I think we got because there was that one, what was it, Naboo Racer or whatever, that came out. And I know Xbox got that one. I think that one was like $15. We didn't get the Republic Commando port though, or I think the Jedi Knight ones. Granted, we have them backwards compatible versions, but I know like the newer ones like have the online multiplayer, and obviously with the backwards compatible ones we don't have that anymore. So, but yeah, I could see this being like if it's like $15, I'll grab it for the versus mode.
Yeah. Chrono Cross is coming April 7th to Switch. This is a game I've heard so much about, saying it's one of the best games of all time. I think because it's coming to Switch, I might check it out. But I think the announcement just kind of reiterates that the Switch is that home to that library of classics, and that they can be enjoyed years later by both old people and new people. Yeah,
I'm hoping that one day, like since we're getting this, we'll actually get Chrono Trigger one day because I'd like to play that again without having to pay a leg for it. So yeah, this was I feel like this direct was really like Square heavy on the third party stuff. Because I think Front Mission was Square, this was Square, Alive, which we'll get to, is Square. So yeah, this was interesting. Switch does make, I think, really good for this. These kinds of games. I do think I will pick this up on Xbox instead. But I'm happy for these because a lot of the times these games get announced in the direct, and then afterwards they're announced that they're coming to the other systems too. So, but like the first look at it is in this direct, so I'm thankful for that.
The next game is a game that I was unsure about, but I'm very sure about now. Kirby and the Forgotten Land launches March 25th. They showed off Mouthful Mode, which has birthed so many memes the past past week. I'm grateful for that. Brett, what were your thoughts on what they showcased for that?
So, I was pretty sold on Kirby already. I wasn't going to get it right at launch just because I have so much other stuff I want to get to. I'll probably still be playing Elden Ring when that comes out. I thought the car thing was really weird. Or not even just the car, just like when he's taking over these inanimate objects, like it looks weird. Like, cause like he doesn't even swallow the whole car. He just looks like he's a tarp, which it's weird seeing Kirby like that, you know. Gameplay wise, it looks. I mean, it makes sense. Like, you know, traversal, and then there was he can turn into a cone, and I didn't catch what the gameplay aspect of that was, but I saw the one where he swallowed something and it allowed him to get up higher. I don't know. This I'm hoping this really does well, because the last Kirby game was kind of alright, or I should say the last few, if you're counting the 3DS ones. I haven't really enjoyed a Kirby game since Kirby 64, so I'm hoping this does it for me. But it looks like it's going to be a big game, and they obviously took inspiration from Odyssey for it.
Oh yeah.
And other stuff like their bigger games. So
that's what I thought of with this showcase was Odyssey, just with the ability to kind of take over something and use it in each level, and then even the colors and the environments reminded me of Odyssey. And if it's like that, it's going to be a great game for sure.
Yeah.
The next one was random for me, and MLB The Show. It looked like hot garbage on the Switch, but I think it's very interesting that it's coming to Switch when it was originally just on PlayStation, and then it came to Xbox. It's kind of weird seeing the Sony San Diego logo on the box art. I'm curious why they're putting it on Switch, but maybe it's just a test if it will sell well.
So my thing, I think, is, I mean, Sony's at the point where if they want to keep that license, like what the MLB tells them, they kind of have to do. I'm assuming it sold well enough and did well enough on Xbox when they released it last year that they're like, hey, we can make even more money if we put it on the Switch. I'm sure somebody was like, you know, we're not going to get that to run on a Switch, right? It did look really bad, and definitely something I'm not playing on the Switch. I am kind of surprised because I think EA even stopped playing their sports games on there. Just trying to get them to run on there was a nightmare for them.
FIFA.
Yeah, like I think, wasn't it FIFA 20 was the last one on there? Or 21?
I think 21, but even then it was just FIFA 20 with new rosters.
Yeah. I remember a lot of people bitching about that. Yeah, this is something I'm not gonna play on there, but I don't think there's a whole lot of baseball options on the Switch right now, so I can see this doing pretty well. Even if you're gonna take a big graphical and you know, the frame rate's probably gonna be atrocious too, but I think the best thing about that announcement was the voiceover guy was like,
oh yeah,
it was funny because he was like, you know. Yeah, I think that was the best part of the trailer for that.
What came next was a showcase of a few collections coming to Switch. First of which being Kingdom Hearts. I forget what they called it, but it was something very Kingdom Hearts, very, very Square Enix.
Yep.
But they named it. And then they announced Klonoa?
Yeah, Klonoa.
And Portal. Portal's coming to Switch. That's pretty exciting to me. We've already seen kind of the issues of having Kingdom Hearts be on the cloud on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
There's been numerous reports of it running poorly. I'm not sure if that's a server issue or just cloud gaming for full games like that just isn't there yet. And if that is the case, it's very, very unfortunate that there's at least like 5 or 6 games, full games in that collection that are in some instances just unplayable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just such a shame because it's one of my favorite game series, Kingdom Hearts. And if you own a PlayStation or an Xbox, just buy the collection there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't own them,
don't buy these cloud versions.
Don't buy them. Borrow a friend's console.
Yeah, I just my thing with them is like, okay, I completely get why 3 would have to be a cloud version, but I'm trying to wrap my head around like Square not having like their old PS3 and the old PS3 collections, like the coding for that, because like you could get that to run on a Switch.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just wondering if like when they did the PS4 and the Xbox ports, they like replaced it because they're like, well, we're not gonna need these older versions anymore, because I mean, Kingdom Hearts 1 came out in what, 2004?
2001.
2001. Kingdom Hearts 2 was 7? That one came out pretty late. 2006, 5, 6, somewhere in there.
2002 for the first one, and 2005.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like at the minimum 1 and 2 should have been actual like not cloud versions. I get why 3 is a cloud version, but and like this is a series that would sell a shit ton on the Switch just because like half the games were already on Nintendo systems.
Yeah.
So like this is something Square, I think, could have handled a lot better, and they probably would have made a shit ton of money. They're still probably going to make a shit ton of money because people are going to buy them just because it's Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, I feel like they fudged that one up pretty bad.
Do you think the timing of Sora being announced for Smash has anything to do with it? Because I know they announced this collection on that same day.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that was part of the deal to get Sora and Smash, is you got to put the series on Switch by this date.
I think it was because like I think they've come out and said like once a character's featured in there and if it's on Switch, like a lot of people go buy that game to play, So I feel like they wanted to capitalize on, okay, he's being added in, what was it, October he came out?
I think so. Wow.
They, it's going to be relevant for a bit, and then the interest is slowly going to, fall off. So I feel like they wanted to capitalize on that hype factor right there. Like, oh, Sora's still relevant because he was, he just came out 2 months ago or whatever. I don't know when the cloud versions came out. But I feel like they wanted to be in that window of where the hype was still high.
I'm excited for the Portal collection because I've only played the second one. I got stuck on a puzzle and then just kind of dropped it. I want to play a co-op with my fiance. I want to see if she'd like it.
I feel like Portal would be something Mary would get into.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm just kind of surprised to see Valve releasing games. I'm sure they're not actually doing the port, but you know, we had the orange box in whatever year that came out, but there hasn't really been anything Valve-wise that's come out on a different system since then. So I think it's interesting. I think it'll do well. And it can't be very taxing. Like, the Switch should be able to run that pretty well. Klonoa, though, like, I don't know if you ever played Klonoa.
No, never.
No. I think that was one of the games we had on PS2 or PS1. I don't remember much about it, but I remember, like, the character. So I think this is interesting. Did they announce if that's coming? Is it just coming to Switch, or is that coming out everywhere?
It's got to be coming everywhere. Yeah, it's coming to Switch, PS4, PS5, PC, and Xbox. That's from Polygon.
Okay. So, I don't know. I think this is definitely something I'm going to get. Again, I'm not going to play it on a Switch. I'm going to play it on something else. But
yeah,
I'm excited to see. Like, that's something I haven't seen or played in probably 20 years. So, I'm interested to see how well it aged and how well it didn't age.
Did you play co-op when you played?
There was co-op in that game?
Maybe it's a new thing for the collection.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's a platformer, so it's gonna do good on Switch. They all do good on Switch.
The next thing they announced was Live Alive. I guess it's coming to the West for the first time, right?
Yep. I think there was a fan translation back in the day, but officially, yes.
Do you have any thoughts about that?
Sorry if you guys heard that. It looked interesting.
Does he have?
I don't know
what in there?
I don't know what he's.
What's going on?
I don't know what. I think he's doing Horizon still. It looks interesting. I think the Octopath style is like really catching on for me.
Yeah, same.
It looks really good, and from everything I've seen for people that actually knew what it was, like, it's a really good game with interesting gameplay. So it's something I'm probably gonna pick up. Yeah.
I'll check it out. I'll check out like Let's Plays of it. I'm not sure if it's a game for me, but because I've heard it's kind of a blend of genres, which I find interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of showed that in the trailer. Like, there was like that one Western area, and then there was like a Kung Fu area. So.
Let's talk more sports, Brett. I'm excited about this one. Nintendo Switch Sports. I was hoping that was a working title, but it's final, most likely. I didn't think they would do this. If anything, I thought this would have been done closer to the launch of the Switch. I spent many hours playing Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort in my life. This one made me pop because one, there is both older sports and new sports that they're adding to this, and I like the looks of the Miis. It looked like there's both a old version and a new version of Miis you can use in that game, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a system seller. I looked up the sales for Wii Sports. I'm guessing they counted everyone that was shipped with Wii's.
Yep.
That sold 82.9 million units. Wii Sports Resort sold 33.14 million units. And I'm expecting this new one to do at least the numbers of Wii Sports Resort. I think Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort were system sellers for the Wii as well. It made gaming more accessible to traditional non-gamers, and I think this will do the same. I'm weary of using the Joy-Con and how it's because it's a lot smaller than the Wiimote, which I think was part of what made Wii Sports accessible back in the day. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm very excited. I've been wanting to play bowling again. Like that was my favorite. Like tennis was good on there, but bowling was like my shit. Bowling was the go-to. So seeing that is happy. I'm kind of surprised they're saving golf for like an update. I figured that would have been one of the ones that was, bundled in there, but
yeah.
I mean, we have golf at home, so that's on there. Yeah, this is gonna. I think this is easily gonna pass Wii Sports Resort. This is probably gonna do really good numbers. I think it's 40. I think if you get it digitally. I think it's 60 because it comes with the like that leg strap.
Yeah.
But this is going to be another good party game. And I think part of this is going to sell Switches too, because I know like a lot of people that had Wii's that did not play video games, but they had one for this, and like I know lots of like retirement homes and stuff use it, have Wii's too, just for them to have something to do, and this is gonna replace that in a lot of people's homes and stuff. So I'm hoping they keep updating it with more games, or at least new modes outside of just the golf that they announced. But yeah, I'm excited for this, and this comes out in April, right?
April 29th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 2 big games now for April. So yeah, I think that'll do well.
I think we can kind of breeze through these next few kind of leading into the last 2 announcements. Taiko no Tatsushin Rhythm Festival. I've seen this come up like here and there, and it always reminds you of
Donkey Konga,
which is so fun.
Donkey Konga.
And I think what's kind of keeping me from getting this game is that drum. I'm worried if I don't like it, it's just the drum's gonna sit in a closet somewhere.
Did they announce it? So they're releasing like a drum for this?
I know they did for the other one on Switch. There's a drum that you can buy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can buy it separately or not.
I'm interested. So I've never played one of these, but like watching it, I was like, okay, this is literally just Donkey Konga. This might be cool. I think they said there's like a paid subscription, so it's got like 70 songs, I think, in the game, and then there's like a subscription thing that gets you whatever songs they release after that, from my understanding. I think that could be interesting. I'm wondering if I could hook up my GameCube adapter and use my bongos on it.
I bet you could.
Because I know like Mario Kart technically doesn't support the GameCube controllers, but when you plug it in via the adapter, it considers it a USB controller. So, and you can use them with Mario Kart and other games. So I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do that with this. So if I can do that, I could maybe, depending on what that subscription costs, I could maybe see myself getting this if it's not too expensive, and if my bongos work. That's what we need. We need a new Donkey Konga.
Heck yeah. They should do a crossover with this series.
They should. They could even just like just do Nintendo like themes and stuff. Like they have so much like music they could do it for too. Like I don't even need like real songs. Like just give me soundtrack songs.
And they announced the Zelda Themes going to be included with this.
I did see that, yeah.
Along with Megalovania from Undertale, which I know people will like. Next thing was Triangle Strategy. They announced that they were releasing a Prolog Demo, and that your save data will carry over to the final game if you choose to purchase it. And I got the demo downloaded. I'm excited to try it out because I've heard it compared to Fire Emblem, kind of has that same kind of tactics, more in-depth gameplay like that. What about you?
I played. So I tried. I don't remember if it was like a demo, but they released something whenever they. It was I think after one of the E3s or whatever. I tried it. There were parts of it I really liked. I was like, oh hey, this is basically Fire Emblem. There were other things I wasn't a fan of, and I don't know if that's just because I need to get used to it first, but like there was like backstab damage you could do, where like if you go up behind an enemy and you attack them from behind, you do extra base damage or whatever. So I kept dying a lot because somebody would like a flyer would come in from the side of the map and like fly behind my guy, and I'm like, okay, cool. I can't account for that, but so I don't know. I might give this demo another try. This comes out in
March 4th.
March 4th, so that's really soon.
Yeah.
That's like 5-6 days after Elden Ring. I'm probably not gonna get it right away.
Yeah.
That's probably something I'll wait on, but I definitely am interested. Like I said, like I love that Octopath style graphics they got, and I want more strategy games. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll probably pick it up eventually. Yeah.
The Cuphead DLC comes out June 30th. Are you playing that on Xbox or Switch?
From what I've seen, it runs fine on Switch. I mean, I already own it on Xbox, and I haven't beat it yet because that shit's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
But I know like Nate's been wanting to play it, so maybe I'll give that another go with him. Play it co-op with him. I mean,
I would love to see that.
If I get the DLC, I'm gonna grab it on Xbox since I already own the game over there. But it looks good. It's been a long time coming, so
yeah. They showed off Miss Chalice and her she double jump.
She seems
pretty cool.
What was that character in New Super Mario Bros? Nabbit or something. You know what I'm talking about? For the new, for the port they did for New Super Mario Bros. U.
Yeah.
There was like Nabby or whatever its name. He was basically like easy mode.
Invincible.
Yeah. So Miss Chalice kind of gives me that same feeling because like she can instantly or naturally double jump and like slide under characters and stuff. So I think that'll be interesting. Or like Funky Kong was in the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze port. So.
My kind of characters, because I like to play games on easy modes.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of easy modes, Metroid Dread announced it's getting a Dread and Rookie mode. And that was launched on the day of the Direct. And then they announced the Boss Rush mode is coming in April. I know you just picked this up, Rick. Do you want to share what you started at for your difficulty?
Oh, I got it the day of the Direct, I think. Or it might have been the day before. And I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna start it and then I didn't, and then I watched the direct and I'm like, oh shit, I'm playing this on easy mode. So
Yeah.
I went rookie mode. I've still died already like 6, 7 times just because like
They've get used to it.
the counter timing for like the regular enemies I've got down now, but like with the Emmys, like there's a certain time frame you have to do it, and if you don't, you die. So I keep dying to that, but um, outside of that, like with the extra health and stuff, like I haven't died to like a regular enemy yet. So I think that's really cool because I want to play and I want to play the story, but like I don't want to, you know, Hollow Knight I was fine with dying and having to go back and redo everything because that's the kind of game that is, but I don't want that same style for Dread, so I'm happy with this. And I'm happy for the people who wanted a hard difficulty because I don't know, all the reactions I saw, it was either people saying, "Yeah, this is really cool. I'm gonna go play it again," or they were like, "Who is this made for? Who's wanting to go run through this?" You know. I'm actually really excited about the boss rush mode. Not for me personally, but like one of my favorite YouTubers, um, Maximilian dude. He, yeah, he. One of the things that made him big was he used to do these boss rush modes for games, and he'd like do this whole like character set thing, and it was like really cool to watch. And he never really played a Metroid game before Dread, and he loved Dread, so seeing him do like hopefully gain a new boss rush mode from him is what I was excited about for that.
Nice. I think the announcement of there being an easy mode kind of, it was on my queue on my GameFly account. Mm-hmm. It forced me to move it up on my queue, so I played sooner. Just because it's now more accessible for me in my play style. Next up is Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings. Those are coming to the Switch's online service on the day of the Direct. Are you going to be trying these ones out, Brett?
I started Earthbound on Wii U. I think I still own it on there. That's a game I want to get to eventually. Like one of those older like must-play games that everyone's always talking about. You know, up there with like Final Fantasy VII and like Symphony of the Night. So I want to get to it eventually. I'm unless I fall in love with Earthbound, I am not playing Earthbound Beginnings. It looks like it has not aged well, and most of the people I know who have played these are always like skip it, and if you really like Earthbound, then go back to it. But yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna check out Earthbound because I've heard so much about it. I think I tried it on through emulation at some point. I think I want to try it on a Switch to see if I feel anything different about it. All right. So next was a sizzle reel of upcoming games such as Zombie Army 4, Getsu Fumaden, Undying Moon, Demon Slayer, and Lego Brawls, and 2 Point Campus. I have no strong feelings about those games. I don't know if you do.
The only one I mean, obviously I know what Demon Slayer is. I haven't seen the anime, so I have no interest in the game. And then like 2 Point Campus, but that's coming to Game Pass, so.
Oh, nice.
I'm just gonna play it on there. Yeah, but everything else in that, yeah, there was nothing else really in that reel that stood out.
Lego Brawls could be interesting.
Oh, that. So I was looking at that, and I'm like, okay, when was this announced? I'm like, who's asking for this? I don't know. It looked like a very '90s game to me. It was kind of weird because I don't recall seeing any like properties in there, which is kind of what the Lego brand's synonymous with now.
It's kind of missed opportunity.
Yeah. I don't. It just. I don't know. Not for me.
Okay. So one of the bigger announcements was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is getting 48 new in quotation marks, remastered levels from previous games in the form of the Booster Course Pass, which will be released in, what was it 6 or 8 waves?
6 waves of 8 courses.
6 waves of 8 courses by the end of 2023. They're charging $25 for the Booster Course Pass, which I think is a very reasonable, good value for what you're getting out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I did do some math. It's very, very loose math. It doesn't make sense. But if you take that $25 that they're charging for that, multiply by the number of units that the game has sold, which is 43.35 million, you get just over $1 billion, and that's only in dollar terms. So it's not adjusted for different currencies or prices across the world. But just assuming everybody in the world who bought the game uses American dollars, would buy this DLC, they make Nintendo a butt ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they wanted. I think they thought that they would get a quicker return on investment than if they were to do a fully new game potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Your thoughts?
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, first, like, this is the Switch's best-selling game. It continually still sells 5 years after release, or almost 5 years. So, this to me makes the most sense. They easily could have done this earlier. I feel this is their pivoting, like, yeah, we're not doing Mario Kart 9 anytime soon. I think what they're gonna bank on is not actually that many people buying it separately because it's included in the expansion pass.
Good point. It is.
I have said a lot that I don't think the expansion pass is worth it. And honestly, I still, even with this move, to me, it's not worth it because I'd rather just buy that outright. Because like it adds $25. Like if you just take into account the Animal Crossing DLC and the Mario Kart DLC, like that's $50 right there, and I think it's $50 for a year, isn't it? For the expansion pass.
I think so. Yeah.
So I mean, to a lot of people, that's worth it. For me, I'd rather just outright buy that DLC, and it would just be a one-time purchase versus, paying the monthly or whatever. I don't know. I'm excited. I saw Coconut Mall, and that was like one of my favorite Wii levels, so I'm hyped. 48 courses is a lot. I can't remember how many were in the base game, because I think the base game was 32, and then there was 2 DLC packs or something for the original game.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's 8 cups for 4 tracks in each one.
Yeah. So 32 was the base game, and I'm trying to think if they only added 16 in the DLC, or I don't know. It's a big number, and 48 courses is a really big number, and obviously I think $25 per, for that 48 course is really cool. And this is something, I mean, they said end of 2023, so obviously they're planning on stretching this out as long as they can. Obviously, I think in a way to keep the subscription like worth it for the people who are downloading it, because like if you released it like every 2 months, that's only a year, which is still a long time. But if you can stretch it out every 3-4 months, you can stretch it out further, and that's just more people who are going to stay stubbed because they know there's more on the way. I do wish we were getting new characters too.
Yeah.
Or even new like cosmetics. But I'm happy with this. I'm gonna buy it, and I think from Nintendo's standpoint, it makes the most sense financially for them. They're gonna make a shit ton of money on this.
Definitely, yeah. Which will fund the inevitable Smash Bros. Type Mario Kart game, which will come next, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping.
It has to.
I'm hoping. I want Ike. I want Ike in a kart racer.
You want Ike in a little tiny car?
Yeah.
like Link.
Yeah. Well, I haven't actually. How does Link look in a car in the game? Like, is he like bigger?
He's bigger. He looks. I guess it depends on the car.
Okay. Yeah, because I want like I just want like beefy, Radiant Dawn Ike.
Okay.
Like in a car, just like his arms are like sticking out because they won't fit in there, and he's got like his knees like scrunched up. That's what I want. I'm happy too because this will get me to play the game more. I haven't actually played Deluxe a lot just because I played so much of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Like I think that and Wii Fit were like my two most played games on the Wii U, and I had like 75 hours of each, I think. So I didn't play a whole lot of Deluxe just because it didn't add a whole lot more that I didn't already have on the Wii U version. So, but this will get me to play it again, and obviously Mario Kart's a good game for, playing with other people. So, I mean, we have plenty of friends in our friend group that like Mario Kart too, so.
More courses are more fun, that's what I say.
Mm-hmm.
The last announcement made me happy, not because I'm a fan of the series, but I'm glad that these fans got to have a one last thing, which I feel like when Nintendo does that, it's a sign of respect. So the last announcement, the one last thing was Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I only played the second game, but I liked what I played until I got stuck because there was a big level spike, level curve that just came out of nowhere for me. And yeah, this looks like more of the same. I'm always amazed that they can make this game look as good as it does on the Switch. Because even in this showcase, it looked good. The environments, even though they were empty, still look nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just seeing, it's weird seeing what Monolith Soft is able to get out of a Switch, and then seeing what Game Freak gets out of a Switch, because they're vastly different graphically, and I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is a port of a Wii game that I think looks better than Legends does. But yeah, that aside, just the amount of talent Monolith has for, I mean, in the Switch life cycle, we got Xenoblade 2. We got Torna, which was like a big expansion for 2. You got the remaster of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 with a new expansion. And then they also helped release, they worked on Breath of the Wild, and they're working on Breath of the Wild 2. Like, just the amount of output they are able to get is just ridiculous to me.
Are they owned by Nintendo?
I think Nintendo owns them now, yeah.
Yeah, purchased in 2007.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's weird because, like, Xenoblade almost didn't get released over here either. Like, that was going to be a Japan exclusive. And just seeing how it went from that to where it is now was really cool. I'm excited. I'm not super excited just because I haven't finished the first game and I haven't played the second game yet. I own it, thanks to you. but there's no way I'm getting caught up before September. Like even if I took out every other platform that I'm playing games on, like there's no way. But I'm excited because it's another one I can get to eventually, and yeah, I mean it looks good.
Do you think you'll still buy it at launch just so it's not like more expensive later?
Well, I think.
Like it was with 2.
Well, I think so. The problem with 2 was it was out of print already, at least in America. And then new Smash character. Like I was saying earlier, like with Sora, like the games people want to go play those games after a new Smash character is announced. So yeah, 2 was super expensive after launch, after Pyra and Mythra were announced. So I might. I don't know. I'm assuming there's going to be a collector's edition for this. There was for 2 and there was for the remaster, and I bought the remaster collector's edition. It's a really good collector's edition. So I'm debating if I want to pay for like a collector's edition. I'm definitely going to get it at launch. I'm not going to play it at launch just because I won't be caught up. But yeah.
That was it for the direct. I want to thank Eric Van Allen from Destructoid for making our jobs easier by giving a good list of everything that was announced in order. Brent, do you have any final thoughts about this, the direct?
Rip Silk Song. And
oh my God, I know,
all of us who are waiting for Silk Song.
Sports Story? What happened to that?
That too. My friend Brady really loved Golf Story, and like he doesn't play a Switch a whole lot, but he's like, as soon as Sports Story comes out, I'm playing that. And awesome. that and Silk Song are just kind of, we don't know, where are they? Are they all right?
You'll be all right.
Is Silk Song all right? Yeah, I don't want to go off rumors, but I know a lot of people were disappointed with Fire Emblem being like a Warriors game. But someone said that this is just the appetizer and the main course and the dessert for Fire Emblem are being worked on. So
okay, being worked on, that's good. I like that.
So I'm hoping we get. I don't think we'll get something else this year. But I'm hoping next year at least we get a remake. And hopefully it's the Tellius games. But
you would love that.
I would love that. Hey, you'd get a free copy out of it. Nate would get a free copy out of it. So yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people were mad they didn't show Breath of the Wild off, but they did say this was like early 2022 games, so I think that's going to be the big November game. And then we have Pokemon Day in like 2 weeks, so we'll probably get some announcements there also.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I thought it was a well-balanced direct.
Mm-hmm.
I would put it up there in the higher tiers of different directs. Maybe just below the one where they announced Smash and the one where they announced that everybody was here in Smash. Those were
that was a hype one. Yeah.
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 But no, this had something for everybody, and I'm always amazed that they're just able to keep this number of games like kept under wraps. Like no one knows about it. It didn't leak. There were leaks that came before this, but yeah, it's always great to watch those things in real time to kind of witness what was being announced with everybody else at the same time.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
But like, I don't think anyone like. There were people who were like, "We're getting Fire Emblem this one," you know, we're getting Xenoblade. But I don't think I saw anything about Strikers coming back, so that made me really happy.
Well, thank you again to the listeners and viewers for watching and or listening. This has been another piece of content from Tropical Mix. I've been Gabe, this is Brett, and catch you on the flip side.
Bye, guys. Thank you.